Hello there everybody and welcome back to the channel here today. Now, I guess you could almost consider this to be a part 2 to my video I made just a few days ago now. Some of you guys have probably already watched it. It was the video I made where I essentially just went over Garmadon's actual return, because from everything we know so far, considering Garmadon is quite literally appearing in one of the upcoming Ninjago sets, well, you know, we kind of have information that tells us Garmadon is returning, right? I mean, why else would he be in a set if he isn't going to be returning in the slightest, in one way or another? We don't know exactly in, like, what form he's going to be returning, what side he's going to be taking. If you guys do want to learn more about that, though, then I would highly recommend going over onto my own channel and just checking out that video I made, again, about Lord Garmadon returning in 2024. But for some reason, in that video, and, you know, just using the evidence I used in that video, for some reason, I completely forgot to talk about Wu. It just completely went over my mind. And I know that was a Garmadon video, but at the very least you would have thought I would have seen this whole Wu thing in the first place. But just to make this a little bit more clearer for all of you, in case, you know, you guys are a little bit confused as to what it is I'm talking about, essentially the context we used for the Garmadon video was an image for an upcoming set name, and this particular image told us the set name, the price, the details, when it's going to be released, but most importantly for this particular instance, it also told us what minifigures are going to be included. And let's just say that Wu was also a minifigure in that set. But you see, talking about Wu is a little bit more weird, I guess, and a bit more complicated to Garmadon, because we're talking about Wu's return, and obviously, if we take things back to Season 1 of Dragons Rising, Wu technically did appear there, but in a very strange way, as he was essentially this weird glowing orange ghost type thing. We have no idea what's truly going on with Wu. We obviously know that he now, well, knew about the merge and was essentially trying to stop it, but it was too late. How he's now this ghost is completely beyond us. We have no idea how this has happened yet. Obviously, this is going to be tying into a much bigger storyline at play here that we just most likely can't even conceive as of right now, because we just don't have enough story details to really tell us anything. But we know that Wu is essentially a ghost. That is kind of it. But what's even weirder is that if we take a look at the actual set wave for Season 1 of Dragons Rising, well, Wu was actually there. He was a minifigure within the Bounty set, which is very weird, and, yeah, that's really it, because obviously Wu was a minifigure there in his normal human form, but we never actually saw Wu in that human form, really, in present day in Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 1. So what's up with his minifigure in the Dragonstone Temple? Obviously, that being an upcoming Ninjago set for Season 2 of Dragons Rising. Why is Wu in that set? And I think we have a few options. Either we have another instance of them just throwing Wu into the set because, I don't know, maybe he sells well and fans want him. So, I mean, that's definitely an option, although it would definitely be quite strange, I guess. But, hey, they kind of did something similar for Season 1 of Dragons Rising, so who knows, really. Option 2 is that Wu is actually going to be returning as a human within Dragons Rising Season 2. Or option 3 is that this Wu figure we're going to be getting isn't normal human Wu, but is instead a new, like, ghost version minifigure. There's no actual indicators that suggest that is going to be the case. When we got these set leaks, I'm sure they would have probably included something that says, you know, hey, Wu is going to be looking very different in this new figure for him. But obviously, as of now, we don't have anything that would suggest that. So ultimately, we're at a bit of a loss. With Garmadon, I'd say it's a lot more clear-cut. Obviously, he's a character that doesn't show up every season, so, you know, him having a minifigure essentially instantly suggests he's going to be showing up within the actual show. But with Wu, this time around, specifically when it comes to Dragons Rising, we as fans seriously have no idea. But I will say this, no matter what particular variant of Wu is going to be appearing within this Dragonstone Temple set alongside Garmadon, I will say that I think Wu will definitely be showing up within Dragons Rising Season 2, not necessarily as an actual human, but just in some way, shape or form. I think that this whole story with Wu being like this weird glowing orange ghost will definitely, you know, we'll see this whole story being progressed forward, I would say, within Season 2 of Dragons Rising, and to be honest, even beyond. Do I see Wu turning back into a human and being back to normal? Honestly, no. Dragons Rising seems to be playing the long game, and I'm a big fan of that. So ultimately, yes, Wu will be returning in some way, shape or form next season, but again, I do not think he will be, you know, back to his usual good old self quite yet. So as to what this Woo minifigure is doing in this set. Time will tell, I guess. I really can't come up with a solid answer for all of you. But with all of this being said, that is going to conclude things here. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video talking about Woo, whether or not he is lost forever, talking about is Woo going to be back to normal in Season 2, and much more. But with all of this being said, that is going to conclude things here. So now that I'm finished, I do encourage all of you to go ahead and do the same. Feel free to leave any of your own thoughts on this down below in the comments. I would love to hear your own thoughts regarding all of this. As usual though, if you did enjoy today's video, drop a like on it, subscribe to my channel for more, and while you guys are at it, be sure to also click that notification bell to keep up to date on all of my latest Ninjago news and content. And with all of this being said, guys, I will see you all soon for a new video, so see you all soon, and yeah, goodbye, everybody.